The world begins to soften around the edges. It is a curious sensation, this nightly voyage. My body grows heavy, wonderfully so. It sinks into the mattress, a welcome anchor. Yet my mind remains light, like a feather poised for flight. I feel the gentle pull of sleep. It is not a sudden fall. Instead, it is a slow, drifting descent. The sounds of the waking world fade. They become distant whispers, then silence. A quiet anticipation builds within me. I know what is coming. This is the threshold of a lucid dream, a world I can consciously explore. The transition is a delicate dance. It happens between wakefulness and deep slumber. My breathing deepens, becoming slow and rhythmic. I focus on this rhythm. It is my guide. Thoughts begin to wander, painting faint pictures behind my eyelids. These are not yet dreams, but the precursors. They are like the first brushstrokes on a vast, empty canvas. I observe them without attachment. I let them float by. The key is to remain aware. I must not let my consciousness fully submerge. It is a balancing act, honed over many years of practice. Then, a subtle shift occurs. The darkness behind my eyes takes on new depth. It is no longer just blackness. It is a space, vast and inviting. Flickers of light appear like distant stars. I feel a peculiar lightness, as if my mind is detaching from my physical form. This is the moment of entry. The dream world begins to coalesce around me. It is like stepping through an unseen doorway. One moment I am in my bed. The next I am somewhere entirely new, yet utterly aware that I am dreaming. The adventure is about to begin. This sensation of drifting is profound. It is almost like floating on calm water. The worries of the day dissolve. My limbs feel pleasantly numb, a sign that my body is truly at rest. But my inner self, my consciousness, is alert and vibrant. It is a state of pure potential. Anything can happen here. Any world can be conjured. The rules of reality no longer apply. I am the architect of this coming experience. The power to shape the dream is a thrilling prospect. I embrace the feeling, ready for the journey ahead. Suddenly I am standing on a city street. The air is cool. It carries the scent of rain on asphalt. Old-fashioned cars line the curb. Their chrome bumpers gleam under streetlights. The buildings around me have a distinct style. It is reminiscent of the 1960s. I look down at my hands. They appear solid, real. This is the first test. I raise my hand to my mouth. I bite down gently on my lip. There is no pain, just a faint pressure. This confirms it. I am indeed dreaming. A familiar thrill courses through me. The city is bustling, yet strangely muted. People walk by in period clothing. Men wear hats and smart suits. Women wear elegant dresses and carry handbags. Their faces are clear, detailed. Yet, there is an ethereal quality to them. They seem unaware of my presence, lost in their own silent narratives. I observe the shop windows. They display products from a bygone era, old advertisements, familiar brands with unfamiliar logos. It is like stepping into a meticulously crafted film set. But this is no film. This is my mind's creation. I begin to walk, exploring this dream city. The details are astonishing. Cobblestones beneath my feet feel solid. The distant sound of a saxophone drifts from an open doorway. It is a mournful, beautiful tune. I feel a sense of wonder. How does my mind construct such intricate realities? I pass a newsstand. The headlines on the paper speak of events from 1965. It is all so consistent, so believable. This power of the dreaming mind never ceases to amaze me. It is a universe within us. A bar sign catches my eye. The Blue Moon Lounge, it reads, in glowing neon. Music and laughter spill out. I feel drawn to it. This is often how dreams guide us. They present opportunities, paths to follow. I decide to enter. What adventures await inside this establishment from the past? The thought excites me. Lucid dreaming is not just about observation. It is about interaction. It is about engaging with the dream world. And so, I push open the door to the Blue Moon Lounge, ready for whatever comes next. Inside, the bar is dimly lit. Smoke hangs in the air, illuminated by soft lamplight. The atmosphere is thick with chatter and the clinking of glasses. A jazz trio plays in the corner. Their music is lively, infectious. People are seated at small tables. Others stand at the long wooden bar. They are all dressed impeccably in 1960s fashion. It feels authentic. I approach the bar. The bartender, a man with slick back hair and a white apron, looks up. He gives me a nod. "What can I get for you, friend?" he asks. His voice is clear. I reach into my pocket. I find my modern wallet. Inside there are colorful plastic banknotes from my own time. I know these won't work here. I smile at the bartender. "I seem to have the wrong currency," I say. He chuckles. "Happens to the best of us," he replies. "Let me see what you've got." I show him a note. He examines it with curiosity. "Interesting," he says. "Never seen the like. But I can change that for you." He reaches under the counter. He pulls out a handful of older paper bills. They are green and familiar from old films. He makes a fair exchange. I am now equipped with 1960s money. I order a simple drink, a sarsaparilla. It seems fitting for the era. As I sip it, I observe the patrons. A couple in a nearby booth laughs heartily. A man at the bar reads a newspaper. It all feels so normal, yet it is anything but. I am a visitor from the future. I am an observer in a world spun from my own subconscious. The drink tastes real. The sounds are real. The people seem real. This is the magic of a lucid dream. It blurs the lines completely. I engage in small talk with the bartender. He tells me about the local sports team. He complains about the weather. His conversation is mundane every day. Yet, for me, it is extraordinary. I am interacting with a figment of my imagination. A figment so well realized it could be mistaken for reality. This ability to converse, to connect, even within a dream, is a powerful experience. It makes the dream world feel less like a solitary projection. It feels more like a shared, albeit temporary existence. My sarsaparilla is finished. I feel a pull to explore further. I thank the bartender and leave some of my newly acquired old money on the counter. I feel a need to find a mirror. Mirrors in lucid dreams are fascinating. They are often portals. They can be gateways to other dreamscapes. I spot a sign for the restrooms. I head towards it. The hallway is narrow and dimly lit. The music from the bar fades behind me. I find the men's room. It is small and tiled. There is a single mirror above a porcelain sink. It is a classic, old-fashioned mirror. I stand before it. My reflection looks back at me. It is me. Yet there is always something subtly different in dream mirrors. Perhaps a slight distortion, or an intensity in the eyes. I reach out my hand. I touch the surface of the mirror. It does not feel like cold glass. Instead, it feels strangely soft. It has a texture almost like water, but it holds its form. A faint tingling sensation spreads up my arm. It is like static electricity, but gentler. This is the signal. The mirror is ready. It will allow passage. Taking a deep breath, I decide to step through. This is always a leap of faith, even in a dream. I push my hand further. The mirror yields, swallowing my arm up to the elbow. The static sensation intensifies. It is not unpleasant, it is more like an energetic hum. I close my eyes for a moment, then I push forward with my whole body. There is a brief moment of disorientation, a feeling of passing through a cool, viscous substance. It is a sensation unlike any other. It is the feeling of transition between dream layers. And then, I am through. I open my eyes. The bar's restroom is gone. I'm standing in a completely different place. The air is different, the light is different, the sounds are different. This is the wonder of dream travel. One moment a 1960s bar, the next somewhere entirely new. It is an exhilarating form of exploration. It is an out-of-body experience in the truest sense. My mind, my consciousness has journeyed. My physical body remains asleep, far away, but here, I am present. I am aware. I am ready for the next scene. I find myself in a vast subterranean cavern. The ceiling arches high above, lost in shadow. Strange bioluminescent fungi glow softly on the walls. They cast an ethereal blue and green light. In the center of this enormous cavern there is an amusement park. It is a bizarre sight. A Ferris wheel turns slowly, its lights twinkling. The distant screams and laughter of unseen riders echo through the space. Roller coaster tracks twist and turn like metallic serpents. It is a place of impossible whimsy, hidden deep beneath the earth. I walk towards the amusement park. The ground is uneven, rocky, the air is cool and damp. It smells of wet earth and something sweet like candy floss. There are figures moving about. They seem to be enjoying the rides. Their forms are somewhat indistinct, dreamlike. I do not feel the need to interact with them. I am content to observe this strange, beautiful place. It is a testament to the limitless creativity of the dreaming mind. An amusement park in an underground cave. Why not? In dreams, anything is possible. After exploring for what feels like a long time, a familiar sensation begins. It is a subtle pull, a feeling of my dream body becoming lighter, less substantial. This is the call to wakefulness. Sometimes it is gentle, sometimes it is abrupt. I try to hold on to the dream. I focus on the details around me, the glowing fungi, the distant music of the carousel. But the pull grows stronger. The vibrant colors of the cavern begin to fade. The sounds become muffled. The dream is dissolving. I awaken in my bed, but I cannot move. My eyes are open. I can see my room, but my limbs are heavy, unresponsive. This is sleep paralysis. It often accompanies vivid lucid dreams. My mind is awake, but my body is still asleep. There's a brief moment of panic. It is a natural reaction, but I know what it is. I relax. I focus on my breathing. Slowly, sensation returns to my fingers, my toes. Then, my arms and legs. I can move again. The dream of the underground park lingers, a vivid memory. Another night, another lucid adventure begins. This time, I find myself in a brightly lit supermarket. It is a very ordinary setting. Aisles are stocked high with colorful products. Shoppers push trolleys. Muzak plays softly overhead. I perform my reality check. I try to push my finger through the palm of my other hand. It passes right through. Yes, I am dreaming. A wide smile spreads across my face. An ordinary supermarket. This is a perfect playground for lucid abilities. The most common is flight. I decide to try it. I look down an empty aisle. I take a deep breath. I focus my intent. I simply decide that I will float. And then, I do. My feet lift gently from the tiled floor. I rise a few inches, then a foot, then several feet. I am hovering effortlessly above the breakfast cereals. The sensation is incredible. It is pure freedom. There are no wings, no engines, just the power of my will in the dream state. I push off gently from a shelf. I begin to glide smoothly down the aisle. A few shoppers look up. Their expressions are a mixture of astonishment and disbelief. This is always an amusing part of lucid dreaming, interacting with dream characters while doing impossible things. I cannot resist. I call out, "Don't worry everyone, it's just a dream. I'm lucid dreaming." Some of them simply stare, others shake their heads and continue shopping. Dream characters react in unpredictable ways. Their lack of alarm often highlights the dream's nature. It reinforces my own lucidity. I do a few joyful loops in the air. I soar above the frozen foods section. I wave at a bewildered-looking child holding a box of cookies. The control I have is exhilarating. I can adjust my speed, my altitude with a mere thought. Flying in dreams is a common desire, and in a lucid dream it becomes a tangible reality. It is a liberating experience. It makes me feel powerful yet also playful. After a while, the novelty begins to wear off slightly. I decide it is time for a new scene, a new adventure. My journey with lucid dreaming began in childhood. I did not have a name for it then. I simply knew that sometimes, I would wake up inside my dreams. I would realize I was dreaming, and I could change things. I could fly. I could talk to animals. I could explore fantastical worlds. These early experiences were spontaneous. They were filled with a child's sense of wonder and adventure. They were my secret worlds, places I could go where anything was possible. It felt like a special gift. As I grew older, I learned more about the phenomenon. I read books. I talked to others who had similar experiences. I discovered that it was called lucid dreaming, and I learned that it could be cultivated. It could be practiced. This was a revelation. I began to keep a dream journal. I practiced reality checks during the day. I experimented with different techniques to induce lucidity. Slowly, my ability to become aware in my dreams increased. The frequency of these adventures grew. Lucid dreaming became an integral part of my life. It is more than just entertainment. It is a tool for self-discovery. It is a space for creativity. It is a way to confront fears, and it is a source of profound joy and wonder. The feeling of being consciously present in the dream world is unique. It is like having a second life, a life with different rules, different possibilities. It has taught me much about the power of the human mind. Its capacity for creation is seemingly endless. Over the years I have had countless lucid dreams. Each one is unique. Each one is a new adventure. Some are peaceful and beautiful. Others are strange and challenging, but all of them are fascinating. They are glimpses into the hidden landscapes of my own subconscious. This lifelong dance with dreams has enriched my waking life too. It has fostered a sense of curiosity. It has encouraged me to question reality. And it has given me a deep appreciation for the mystery and magic of consciousness itself. One particularly vivid lucid dream placed me in the midst of a war. It was not a specific historical conflict. It was a dream war, full of noise, chaos, and intensity. I found myself in a muddy trench. Explosions boomed in the distance. Smoke filled the air. Figures in old-fashioned military uniforms rushed past me. They shouted orders. Their faces were grim and determined. For a moment, the realism was startling. The fear felt real. But then, I remembered, I am dreaming. This realization changed everything. The fear vanished. It was replaced by a sense of detached curiosity, and then a sense of empowerment. If this is my dream, I can influence it. I stood up in the trench. I looked out over the smoky battlefield. Instead of feeling threatened, I felt a sense of control. I decided I did not want this war to continue. I focused my will. I imagined peace. I imagined the sounds of battle ceasing. This is a key aspect of lucid dreaming, the ability to shape the narrative. Slowly, remarkably, the dream began to respond. The sound of gunfire lessened. The explosions became more distant. The smoke started to clear. The soldiers around me seemed to pause. Their expressions changed from aggression to confusion, then to relief. It was as if a great weight had been lifted. The transformation was not instantaneous. It was gradual, like a storm slowly subsiding. This showed me the power of intention within the dream state. It was a profound experience. The sky began to brighten. Patches of blue appeared through the dissipating smoke. Birds started to sing. The soldiers began to lower their weapons. Some even smiled. The atmosphere of conflict dissolved. It was replaced by a strange, dreamlike peace. I had not fought. I had not used force. I had simply willed a change. And the dream had obliged. This war-themed dream, initially frightening, became a powerful demonstration of the creative and transformative potential that lies within lucid awareness. It was a victory without a battle. My lucid adventures often end with gentle, surreal transitions. In one such dream, I found myself on a snowmobile. I was gliding across the surface of a vast, frozen lake. The sky above was a brilliant clear blue. The snow sparkled like diamonds. The air was crisp and cold, but I felt no discomfort. The sensation of speed was exhilarating. The snowmobile responded perfectly to my thoughts. I steered it effortlessly across the icy expanse. It was a moment of pure, joyful freedom, a perfect expression of dream mobility. As I reached the far side of the lake, the snowmobile dematerialized. It simply faded away. I was now standing at the edge of a dense forest. The trees were ancient, towering. Their branches were laden with fresh snow. It was a scene of serene beauty. I began to walk into the forest. The snow crunched softly under my feet. A deep silence enveloped me. It was a peaceful, contemplative silence, the kind that allows you to hear your own thoughts clearly, or perhaps the thoughts of the forest itself. Then a most curious thing happened. The trees began to speak. Their voices were deep and resonant, like the creaking of old wood, or the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. They did not speak in words I recognized, yet I understood their meaning. They spoke of ancient wisdom, of the cycles of nature, of the interconnectedness of all things. It was a profound and moving experience to converse with the very essence of the forest. This is the fantasy element of dreams made manifest. This conversation with the talking trees was calm and profound. It felt like a gentle farewell from the dream world. Soon, I felt the familiar pull of wakefulness. The voices of the trees grew fainter. The snowy forest began to lose its sharp focus. The images softened. I knew the dream was ending. I carried the feeling of peace and wonder with me as I drifted back to my bed. Lucid dreams are indeed a journey beyond reality. They are a reminder of the incredible worlds that exist within our own minds, waiting to be explored.